Ben, thank you for jumping aboard today. Dobby Norton having the weekend off, but don't worry, he will well and truly be listening in and sending us a few messages. Look, a big afternoon here at Loxton. Trevor, looking forward to what's going to be a big afternoon. Look, crowd quite strong, and we've just seen a pretty good game of B-grade where Loxton got the win there, Ben, and I guess probably no surprise being the top of the table side in the reserves. We've just got the coin toss underway at the moment between the Loxton Tigers and Waikerie Magpies, and Loxton have won the toss. They're going to be kicking to the, what would you call that? The Loxton pool end.
Yeah, the opposite of Bookie Road.
Yeah. They call it the southern end.
Yep, go with that.
Pine Avenue end, I think.
That'll stick, yeah.
Hey, looking all serious to spend, it's a pretty serious game. 4 games remaining, including this one for the season here at Five-Room Football, the 2023 Premiership season before the final. This one, very important for both sides.
Yeah, you can't really understate it today. 4th versus 5th, lost in a game behind, so a win here would take them level on points with Waikerie, who a little bit of a slump, lost a couple of games now and lost a bit of that momentum that they had to start the year. So, yeah, it's a really interesting one. Looking at how this one plays out. Yeah,
I certainly am too. Look, Waikerie Magpies with a slight advantage being that one game clear at the moment, sitting in 4th. A loss today, though, could make the next 3 pretty tricky. Loxton, on the other hand, out of the 4 currently, a big confidence-boosting win last week against Loxton North. They'll be up and about today.
Yeah, absolutely. Luke Harder will have them humming, no doubt. And then the vibes, from all accounts, pretty good during the week at the Tigers, as happened for the past month or so, despite a few injury concerns. Will Gucci obviously out for a while, and Jonty Bates as well. But, yeah, huge win last week. 3 points just holding on at the end against your boys, Loxton North. So, yeah, massive. Whenever you can knock off the top side, that's huge.
Look, Waikerie Magpies to a couple of players back in today. Now, you saw the Magpies last week at Waikerie, and what yourself and Nobby have said, it was a pretty good game of football. The scoreboard at the end showing the Rovers getting the win there, relatively easy, but it was a tough contest.
Yeah, they got the jump on the Rovers in the first quarter. They came out firing and running, and I think it's a hallmark of their game this year, that run off of halfback with Tristan Geeman and the like, setting up a lot of attacks, but just couldn't hang it with the Rovers. Probably lacking a few tools, but they get a couple back today, particularly Jack Colbert in the ruck. That's a huge in, and Stephen Braun down defence, a bit of experience back there.
Yeah, certainly 2 big ends. Look, both sides just taking their positions on the field this afternoon. Look, a lot to look out for today. We've got the goal of the day for Surf to Suit Loxton, the mark of the day for Growers Services Riverland. Of course, our scoreboard attendance thanks to Aquatic Weed Control Australia and Murray Pest Control looking after the clock this afternoon. Look, looking forward to a big contest. Before we get underway, Ben, have you got a tip?
I'll back the home side in. I think the momentum factor is pretty big for Loxton at the moment. That was the good last week, knocking off the local rivals in Loxton North. So, but you know what, it really could go either way, so I'm be shocked. But yeah, I'll go the Tigers. What about yourself?
Look, I'm going to go. Well, if you've gone the Tigers, I'm going to have to go the Maggies.
Make it look interesting.
I think it's a bit of a cliche, but it's going to come down to who wants this more today. I can't really see either side matching up any stronger than the other today. I think it's a very even split. So looking forward to what is a big game of football today. Of course, we've got updates going to be coming through from a couple of other clashes around the Riverland today. Berry taking on Loxton North, and at the Lakeside, it's the Roos and Renmark. As we get this game underway, it's Colbert that gets the first tap, brings it sideways, and the Magpies manage to get the first clearance, and they moved it on quickly into their 50, not able to mark it. Ball spills forward. It's on Waikere's half forward as we get over the painted 50 man, and it's looking like we're going to get our first stoppage.
Yep. Yeah, good.
Just.
You got to bank on that. No, good early forward entry for Waikerie. A little bit scrappy along the forward line. Luke Harder lining up on the ball. I think he was named at full forward, so a bit of a switch up there for Loxton, and he's looming large at this contest, but again, looks like we're going to be held up just around that 50 for the visiting side.
So just over 30 seconds played on the Murray Pest Control clock. This is Five-Room Football. Another contest. Magpies get the tap, but no one really able to get too well as we go on the other side of the painted 50, and we'll have another stoppage. Umpire Todd Charlton.
Congested footy like early. It's going to be a bit of a scrap today. A pretty evenly matched midfield, particularly with Will Gucci out. So expect to see a bit of this ball hitting the deck and going up in congestion. But look, Waikerie trying to build something here, trying to feed it out and get a clean look at goal. But again, the scrappy ball on the ground, not much going for them, streaming out of full forward. They're going to get a snap off, but it's only as far as the Loxton defence. Get a bit of a chance to reset here.
Yeah, Harvey Demon with that shot, and unlucky for the Magpies, and Loxton now try to clear this one out of their 50, but some good play there from Tyrell Hocking. He's held it in. Oh, great tackle. And he's going to get a free. No.
Another ball up.
Another ball up, okay.
Interesting little battle there with Johnny Fisher and Tyrell Hocking, both in good form this year and finding a lot of the footy, so that'll be one to watch today.
Certainly will. Contest just outside the 50. Tyrell Hocking tried to shark it, but out of bounds. And we'll have our first ball in for today.
Yeah, so a bit of a nil start. Waikerie just holding the ascendancy in terms of territory, but Loxton holding up pretty well.
Just looking at the ruck contest, we've got Stephen Braun now in there for Waikerie. Taps it over the back. Well read by the Sean Meredith. He gets it up forward, and we've got our first mark inside the 50. Harvey Dearman again.
Yep, it looked like he might try and play on, but he's going to go back and have a set shot here. About 45, he'll probably kick from at the Bookie Road end. Slide angle.
Harvey Dearman, could we get our first contender for the goal of the day for Surf to suit Loxton?
If he kicks it, he'll be in front, Lockie.
He's normally a pretty good shot, but I don't want to jinx him too much. Ball on its way. Oh, it's floated. Just tapped over. Didn't make the distance.
Didn't quite have the legs. Just fell about a metre short of that goal line there, but not a bad effort. Looked like a pretty good kick off the boot.
So our first score today on the Aquatic Week Australia scoreboard. It's 1 behind for the visiting Waikerie Magpies. Kick out from Loxton. Gets to the centre square, and the Tigers try to work it down the eastern wing. Couple of quick handballs there, and there's Knapp. His first touch for the day. Kicks it up to not quite centre, well, not quite half forward. Spills out on the far wing.
Knapp probably with a pretty big role to play today. He's one of those guys that Loxton tend to throw anywhere that they're having a problem. So watch for his movements throughout the day for sure. He
is a bit of a Mr. Fix-It. He's versatile. Chris Knapp on the ball, up forward, down back. He's sort of played everywhere.
Bit of size about him, but agile enough.
Yeah, so ball in. Both teams trying to work it out, but we'll have another ball in, or ball up.
Yep, so no one really able to break the deadlock just yet, but seeing a few signs, Loxton just trying to shovel that ball forward at the moment, and they're going to get another chance here out of the ball. Waikerie scrambling pretty well to get a bit of use out of Ethan Neal, who feeds it wide. And they're going to go around half forward here at the moment. A great intercept mark there. Looks like it was Shay Lange, the vice captain here today, and just feeds out to John Fisher. So again, Loxton trying to just control the footy a little bit more, as Waikerie just trying to get it in across.
Yeah, not quite 4 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock as the ball now up on Loxton's forward flank. But it's the Waikerie Magpies off half-back that work a series of handballs. Oh, that looked a bit dangerous, but the trusty Tristan Geeman manages to work it up to the wing and out of bounds.
Yeah, he's going to be important today again. He had a really good game. Nobby and I have called this week Tristan Geeman in his 150th for the Magpies and played really well in the loss against Renmark. So he's just so important. He attacks up from that half-back line. His runs, really much needed for the Magpies.
So ball in pretty much exactly centre on the eastern wing. And another stoppage.
Getting the work out here, the umpires.
Yep, that's ball up number 400 already.
Give or take.
Colbert back at the Waikerie. Doesn't go too far. Loxton managed to read it, but another stoppage.
Colbert doing pretty well with these ball ups, obviously giving away a bit of size to Fisher in the ruck, but it tends to punch above his weight a little bit, does young Jack.
Yeah, pretty fit fella. He's been in and out of the side last few weeks. Got a couple of other sporting interests. And, I reckon the Waikerie Magpies will be happy to see him on the football for the rest of the year. Perhaps maybe not on the motorbike. We won't get too far from that, but we've seen a free already.
So it's Tyrell Hocking that's got the footy here for the Magpies, just in front of their half-back line. And he's just going to chip it slightly forward there and gets the handball received back, though. So Hocking trying to send Waikerie inside 50, just about gets there, and it's a mark to Harry Glacken, so they've got a chance here to find a target. Tristan Geeman's broken loose, but lead is ignored. He goes longer.
Looking for a target. No one able to mark it. Some great defence from Loxton, but the Magpies managed to pick up the crumbs and a minor score.
I think it was Cooper Macarath potentially that got that one off.
No, Harvey Dearman again.
Harvey Dearman again.
So Loxton try to work this one out. They bring it precinct side at the Loxton Oval. This is 5-0 football.
So Mason Warner here with the ball just on half-back for the Tigers. It's got a short option, but it looks like it's going to go long down the line. Knapp is the long-range target.
Right in front of us in the broadcast position, Loxton. There's Harley Campbell in there. And Drew Kasolki's in there too. Try to work this one out. Couple of quick handballs. Jacob Evans now gets it to the centre, and the Loxton Tigers look a bit dangerous. There's Harley Campbell again. He's going to have a big influence today. Plays on. Manages to get a kick away. It was pretty loose, and it's a loose footy. Can Loxton make something out of this? Evans again kicks it into the 50. Can someone mark it for Loxton? No. Spills over the back. And Waikerie get a wild old kick out. But here he is. That's Lachlan Evans. He's got haddock, but decides not to shoot for goal. And small kick finds Johnny Fisher, tries to set of the footy, and straight to the Magpies. That's costly, Ben.
A couple of missed opportunities there. Nishki actually did really well to hold Harley Kemp. Tigers were out on the far side there, and Nishki just did well to just stop the play a little bit, and Waikerie get a chance to rebuild here through Tyrell Hocking.
I would have thought Lockie Evans was well within range for a shot then.
Strange, he had a lot of time as well.
Yeah.
Maybe didn't think he had quite as much as he actually did.
Drew Kosolki with the intercepts for Loxton now manages to go on the rebound, and great mark from Harley Campbell at half forward.
Perfectly weighted kick.
Gets around corner, looks for a target. There's Flight. We know how dangerous he is near goals. Snaps, and that has gone through. And there it is. There's no such thing as a boring goal, and it's Flighty. And he slotted the first goal of the day on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
Yep, and you've got to say, that's the clubhouse leader, has not to say for the Surface Loxton goal of the day.
You know what? He's won a goal of the days. Young Flighty over the years, Nathan. No such thing as a boring goal.
Beautiful snap around the body. As soon as he got the footy, you know that something is going to happen. And he's got that ability about him, just a bit of X factor, Lockie.
Yeah, and the Loxton defenders too, or fellow Loxton attackers, Raph Little managed to shepherd that one through. He could have easily added a goal himself.
But, would have been a few words exchanged if he stuck a toe on that one, I reckon.
So the first goal of the day, just short of 8 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock. It's Waikerie Magpies trailing by 4. And out of that ball up, we'll get another stoppage. Loxton with the early... I would say Waikerie have had more of the footy, but Loxton obviously making the most of it. They've only had 2 inside 50s for that one goal. So it's Loxton now, on half back. Work it up. There's Kosolki. He's got a couple. Looks on for a target. Manages to find Knapp.
Been really good early. Kosolki, always a clean distributor, and he finds that there. He looks for his mate and Luke Harder, the coach, in forward 50 for the top. Well defended by Stephen Heusler, who's been a really good form in the last month or so in that lockdown back pocket role. And Magpies get a chance to breathe, but they're going to try and bring it forward. Tyrell Hocking is the short option. Spills the mark, and Chris Apps there, the mop up. But he's brought down well in the tackle by Ben Smith, so Waikerie again with a chance to go forward.
The line finds Macareth. About 75, 80 out. Decides to go on the switch. Finds Tristan Gehrman right in the centre of the Loxton Oval. Now he kicks into the 50. Can someone mark it? They can, it's the other team. And that is Kale Smith for the Tigers with that.
Tried to find Rhino, who's going to play a pretty big role today without a few tools for Waikerie at that full forward option. The youngster, he's obviously had a year in the 18s and played a pretty important part of Waikerie season in the A grade, but a pretty big burden to share here for the young man.
That was a great bit of play from Waikerie too for not much reward. Just that link up and starting to get those structures going again. You can tell that's going to be a big part of their attack today.
Yeah, it's been a bit of the story so far. They've had a lot of the ball, the Magpies, but just yet to find that target inside 50 other than that one set shot that they've had.
So the ball now on the far wing. Waikerie with the footy. And we got this one. Small kick. No one able to mark it. Harvey Dearman was again the target. He's been in the thick of the action so far.
Another ball up. Lockie just outside 450 for the Magpies. So, yeah, I think probably fairly even so far. Yeah,
much of a muchness as we approach the 10-minute mark on the Murray Pest Control clock. Loxton, the home side, with the advantage. 4 points at this stage. It's a close battle. Johnny Fisher now for Loxton. Looks inboard. Finds Kosolki. In the centre of the field. Umpire says play on. Looks up the field. No one able to mark it for his own team, but Jack Colbert was there for the Magpies.
Just playing that kick behind in the ruck, Jack Colbert. So he's tried to find a teammate here in a pretty big contest. Well spoiled by Lockie Evans, but ball just spills out into congestion and they're scrapping for it at the moment. Might be a potential free in the back, but instead the umpire's going to ball it up again.
So a ball up just outside the centre square on the eastern wing here at Loxton today. Conditions, probably didn't mention too much before the game, but a few clouds around, but not much breeze to think of, you would have thought.
Pretty good day for footy, a little bit overcast, it's nice.
Yeah, no showers as we speak.
Touch wood.
I think there was some maybe forecast a little bit later today, but it's looking pretty rare as we see this footy look a hot potato. There's Evans, gets it out to Jesse Will. And now they bring this one back inboard and finds Jacob Evans. Kicks it out wide. He finds a teammate with a bit of space. I reckon that's Johnny Fisher. Kicks up and finds Flighty.
Now, this is in his wheelhouse, surely. 40 metres out in the pocket, something that no one else would kick.
A set shot. Waikerie defenders have got to be quick because I reckon he'll start to wheel around pretty soon.
No one guarding that space just yet for the Magpies, so he's got the option there to run around if he wants.
Doesn't really like the set punts, the straight ones. He's going to work this and wheel around. He'll give himself a few metres. Yep, textbook. Ball's on its way.
Not a bad kick.
That's
Likes
a
it off
goal.
the boot. There it is. So number 2 for Nathan Flight, number 2 for the Tigers. Early ascendancy to the home team, Lockie.
Waikerie defenders, you're going to have to guard that a bit tighter because that's going to happen all afternoon.
The tricky matchup is Nathan Flight, just his size, but he's really quick, deceptively quick over that 10, 15 metre burst, so he's really tricky to match up on. But yeah, you're right. If you give him that much space in the pocket, you're asking for it.
Yep, especially when he's opening up the angle like that. So there it is, the Loxton Tigers, 2 goals, 12, leading the Waikerie Magpies, just 2 behinds. Nearly 13 minutes played at first quarter Riverland football on 5RM. Some big games going around the region today. In the RFL, Berry taking on Loxton North at Lakeside, Barmer Monash and Renmark Rovers. That's also an interesting concept there because, well, it's a game. It's actually happening.
Match.
Yeah. The Roos got a chance to go to second spot if they can jag that.
Crazy.
Yeah. So Waikerie with the clearance, some good footy. Stephen Braun the target, spills over the back, but manages to get the second go at it. Finds Tyrell Hocking. Dodges one Loxton player, now kicks up into the 50, looks for a target. It's great defence from Loxton, though. They worked that out.
He's earned a free kick there as Cale Smith, so did really well to curtail that. Switches out to Johnny Fisher, who's got the ball in the back pocket for Loxton now. And a couple of options down the line if he wants them, but he's just going to hold that play a little bit here. Nope, chip short, out to Luke Salmon.
So Loxton with the footy, just in the back pocket. Get the line, probably a smart move. No one able to mark it. Chris Knapp over the back. Sort of got a handball out. And there's Harley Campbell. Good kick. Looks for Raph Little. Taps it forward.
Intelligent little tap there by Raph, but it's going to come back the other way as Kyron Dixon mops up for Waikerie. And Brad Burgermeister's going to have to fly here, but standing up well in the contest was Drew Kosolki. Gave away a few centimetres of height there, but he stood up well. Number 11 for Loxton.
Yep, certainly a player in this Loxton side. Quick set of handballs. Johnny Fisher now kicks over the painted 50. Looks for a target. Flights there. Drops short. Spills to the back. That's gone straight through. That's 4-leg buys.
Clean.
4 buys.
Yeah. Just saw a few of them last night. Gee whiz.
Besto spec.
Oh.
Made a few runs though, so he's all right.
Yeah, not quite the triple digits for Johnny though. Bad luck. We're in a bit of trouble.
Mate, we don't want rain here. It can rain as much as it wants at Old Trafford.
Yes, please. We're doing the dance later on.
So Waikerie got out of jail there and they bring the ball out to the far wing. Harder tries to walk all the players for Loxton. Manages to work it out. Now Loxton go back on the attack, but Waikerie with the intercept again. Sort of got that rolling zone going. We've seen this a little bit this year from Waikerie.
Not paid dividends as well, I think, generally speaking. They've been quite organised back there.
Finds Tristan Gaiman on half back for the Magpies.
Can go back to Dixon if he wants, which he does. So it's a great kick by Gaiman, and Dixon's got a little bit of space. Tried to give over the top, but not sure his teammate knew the ball was coming, but they try and mop up, but it looks like it's going to be a free kick, so the ball come back just in front of us here, just forward of centre wing for the Magpies. Yeah,
so Kyron Dixon, Lloyd gets the handball back to Kyron Dixon. He kicks up into the attacking 50 for the Magpies. Oh, and a great mark there from Macareth.
No, looks like it'll be Jared B.
Sorry.
Very similar haircuts, though, and single-digit numbers, so I don't know what they're trying to do to us. I'd say identical spot to that first shot on goal that Waikerie had, so interesting to see.
Yes. Here. I can now see the difference between Macareth and Lloyd. And B, rather. Yeah.
You've had a week off.
Yeah, I'm a bit rusty. Jared B on his way, kicking from 40 out, 45-degree angle. Looks good off the boot. It's dropped short, and Loxton managed to work that one out and clear it out through Mason Warner. And Lockie Evans in the back pocket holds the footy.
It's the second one that's dropped short from that spot, so not sure what's going on from the Magpies, but Loxton are going to get the chance to go forward here. Tried to go inboard, but it's a bit of a nothing kick in the wing there. So there's balls into congestion here, and there's a bit of scramble to try and pick this one up, but gee whiz, that's a fair old spin, and Loxton have got a bit of a handle on it now, and Luke Harder's got the footy. Haven't called his name too much, but that's a great kick by the coach. Out wide now, Loxton looking to go inside 50, flights the target up forward, but a good spoil by Sam Chambers sends the ball out for a throw-in just forward of the 450, folks.
Yeah, that's Jacob Evans that's doing a fair bit of the grunt work down both wings. He's put in a few kilometres so far. Loxton 2 goals 12, leading Waikerie 2 behinds. Just short of 17 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock, and of course the attendance on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. They've been on edge a couple of times, but just the 4 scoring shots to date.
Couple of near misses, so they've had to be very watchful up there on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Waikerie very lucky that Loxton weren't able to make something out of that last inside, because that could have been pretty dangerous as we get a little bit closer to quarter time.
Jared B wins a foot race out here and tries to find Dixon. He's going to give it back to B, so again B has to do the hard running. He's run about 50-60 metres here to try and get this footy, and brought down by the Loxton player, but B didn't have the ball, so Waikerie tried to take the advantage, but the ball's going to come back to B, who's got a kick right in the middle of the wing, just in front of us here on the precinct side, I guess.
So Jared B kicks down the line, looks for a target. Macareth was the target that time. Ball spills over the front. Loxton tried to clear it out. Umpire says holding the ball.
Yeah, had a couple of goes at getting rid of that. Mason Will tried a couple of fend-offs, but Hoysler was good enough to stick the tackle.
And Loxton, Waikerie on the quick switch. They managed to get the ball out to Ben Smith, the centre of the field. And he goes up the line, and great intercept mark from Johnny Fisher from Loxton.
Didn't really have to move.
No,
that one.
Straight to him.
Absolutely.
Evans, Lachlan takes a bounce, kicks it out, and Flight. He's a long way from home on the wing. Bit of an arm wrestle for the footy, manages to tap it forward, and that's going to go out of bounds. And that's a win for Loxton there.
Yeah, probably not a bad result for the Tigers. Gets them a chance. Flight is going to head back to the goal square now, so they get to set up again.
Lockie Nitschke tried to take the kick quickly, but umpire says, no, mate. That's not how the rules work, unfortunately.
He's a cheeky man.
I like the tenacity, though. We respect that here at 5RM football. No one.
Another ball up here. Loxton probably be pretty happy to have these couple of goals. The chances they've had have come off a bit of a breakaway and a bit of counter-attack, which is normally how Waikerie likes to play its footy. So
the ball scoring the Pine Avenue end today. It was favouring the Pine Avenue end. No breeze really to speak of, you wouldn't have thought. I can't see too much going on out there.
It looks quite still.
So we're going to get another ball in here. Just on the east wing. It's a
Knapp and Burgermeister. Bergie, young Bergie, wins the tap down to Tyrell Hocking. He tries to send it forward. I think it might be let's pay the mark to Braun, who's back into the side today. He's going to try and send Waikerie inside 50. Ryan Turner, I believe, is the target. And he takes a mark. Probably too far out and too acute of an angle to score here for the youngsters, so he's got to lower the eyes.
Just got players screaming for the footy. Gets told to play on. Kicks up just to the top of the square. Great mark from Colbert. And that is a mark of the day contender for Grower Services Riverland.
Absolutely. So he's made a switch with Brad Burgermeister going into the ruck. Colbert playing out a full forward and paid dividends here. Let's see if he can finish off. He's about 20 metres out directly in front. So you would hope not too many problems here for the youngster. You
would have thought this would be a pretty straightforward scenario.
You keep talking, Lockie.
As we approach the 19.5-minute mark of this first quarter. Ball on the way. He's kicked it.
Happy. Wants the crowd to get up and come with him. Waikerie on the board today. Jack Colbert.
Getting the boys to get around him. He's trying to G up the side, and that's what we like. We need that at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter.
He kicked that. It was like he was throwing a dart. That didn't go too much over head height, but travelled the distance. Bit of pace on it. It's good.
So can we see Waikerie slot another before quarter time and even the ledger? That would be very handy for the Waikerie side, as they are still very much in the final race with the Loxton Tigers.
Yeah, it's a big one today. I think we can't really overstate that enough. Lockie, massive repercussion on the ladder. If Loxton lose this, then they go potentially a couple of games behind the Pies, and all of a sudden it's pretty hard to climb up that hill.
Percentage a big one for Loxton. Great tap from Fisher in the ruck. Got to Harley Campbell. He was sort of tackled without the footy, but umpire says play on. Jared B goes through a pack and manages to get the footy clear out to Tristan Gearman on the wing.
Normally a good user, but he looks like he's turned this one over to Loxton. Luke Salmon was attacking the footy, but Waikerie have got the footy back now, and it's going to come inside 50. Colbert again, the target. He's going to fly. Almost took the mark. Didn't quite hold on that time, and Loxton try and mop up. The line's going to be their friend here if they can get a bit of a stoppage, and it looks like they might do that through a ball up.
Yeah, didn't quite make the boundary line. Look, a great lead from Colbert. It's a tricky scenario for Waikerie. Colbert's a great forward. He's probably their best ruckman, so
Yeah, this is when Miss Jack Burgermeister, I think, that get out of jail free kick, sort of around the 450, that tall option that they got at the moment, other than Colbert, who's a massive in today. But yeah, you're right. Need his ruck work as much as he can.
Yeah. Loxton managed to hold the footy in and get a free out of the contest on the back flank. They worked the footy down the eastern wing. It's Chris Knapp with the mark. A big lead, but umpire says that's out of bounds. And that's on the full.
Yep, so it's going to come back to Waikerie through Geeman here. So definitely time enough if they can get a wriggle on.
Yeah, less than a minute left. Jared B with the mark. Still a long way from home. Calling for some players to move.
Tyrell's on the lead, but I'm not sure his height is what you're after inside 50.
Crump forward. Socket off the ground. Didn't get too far. And Loxton managed to work that bounce, and that probably should do it.
Yep, you'd think so. So balance of play. Loxton, they're going to go in, about a kick up. So it's probably fair enough, I would say. Waikerie a little bit hard done by to miss a couple of set shots. And Tigers are going to try and bring it out of the back 50 here, but I think they're going to run out of time and the clock's going to beat them.
Yeah, Loxton go on the attack, but it was intercepted by Waikerie. And there it is, quarter time at 5RM football. It's the Loxton Tigers, the home side, that lead 2 straight 12 to the Waikerie Magpies, 1-8. Trevor Scott, back to you in the sideline view studio, my friend. Colbert before in the up forward. Well, when he's not in the other one, you're going to be deficient in that area. Loxton, on the other hand, look, they've got a couple of things they could probably do. We spoke about him being Mr. Fix-It. I think he's probably doing enough as is. It's probably some of the players might pop up a little bit more. Drew Kosolki was getting into that game a little bit more as the quarter went on. They're going to need some good run in the midfield. I would have thought Loxton's midfield probably a couple more games experience there. I reckon that could be pretty key going forward.
To be honest, they probably had enough of the footy. It's just trying to enter that 450. We saw Lockie Evans sort of burn a couple of chances and a couple others. They're pretty uncharacteristic of those boys as well. So probably getting enough of the footy. The Tigers just not really using it that well.
Yeah, both teams going back onto the field, but we might have a score from the Berry Loxton North match. Trevor, what have you got? Yeah, big start for the Panthers. They'll be pretty fired up after last week's loss, one would have thought.
Yeah, need a big response from the top side today, for sure.
Going to be keeping an eye on the Renmark Rovers Barmer Monash match at the Lakeside too. Pretty key game for both sides there. Back to the centre, umpire Tony Florence with the football. Puts it up in the air, and we're going to get the second quarter underway. Albert back in the ruck with Fisher. No one really able to mark it. Well, no one able to pick up the crumbs.
Impressive mark.
Yeah, but a couple of quick handballs out. Lockie Evans got tackled without the footy, and he's going to get the free in the centre of the field.
Yep, so Loxton need to really work this as quick as they can to try and spring something on the Waikerie defence, but it's going to go short to Johnny Fisher, who's called him a fair bit today as well.
Yeah, certainly Mr. Reliable when it comes to Loxton. Chip over the top to Lachlan Evans, rocking the sled today. Wheels around, kicks long into the 50, looking for a target. Raph Little was there, no one able to mark it. It's a hot footy out the back. Chris Knapp's in there, handles over the top. There's Luke Harder, handballs over the back, but straight to the Waikerie player and Sean Meredith. It's still a loose footy here though, Ben, and looks like Loxton are going to have another crack at it. Brings us back in board, and Johnny Fisher with a great mark at the top of the 50.
It's really good vision by Drew Kosolki to pick him out there, and Fisher, I don't think he has the legs though. He's going to try and dish it off, flights the target in the pocket. He's going to try and fly, but doesn't quite get it. Has a couple of bites, and it's spilled out into congestion again. Harley Campbell's lurking, but Sam Chambers there to mop up for Waikerie and finds Tyrell Hocking in the opposite pocket.
So it's Waikerie now that bring that one out. Dylan Gollan. Rapid play there out of the back lines. Quick handball back to Tyrell Hocking. Kicks up the line, drops short of the target. Now, like a swarm of bees, managed to rake this one up and move it through the centre of the field. Glenn finds Lachlan Evans, wheels back inside. Johnny Fisher, quick handball. Back to Smith. And now Loxton work it out to Luke Harder on the far wing.
Probably could have tried to spread it out wide there. Loxton looking to use the corridor as much as they can. Luke Harder's going to send him inside 50, looking for Knapp here, and he takes a strong mark, just better than his Waikerie opponent, and Chris Knapp will go back to try and slot his first of the day. He's probably going to kick from 45 metres out. Pretty tough angle, so it'll be an impressive kick if he pulls it off, but we've seen this year he's got the ability to hit score blocky.
Yeah, it certainly was a Grower Services Mark of the Day contender. The best this quarter so far, only 2 minutes played, but still, nonetheless, Mark of the quarter. So, Chris Knapp, we've dubbed him Mr. Fix-It. Can he add a bit to the scoreboard? He might be doing an extension in a minute. Ball on the way.
Good looking kick. Just misses to the near side though, so Waikerie get a chance to bring it out here.
So Loxton's first minor score, that's 2-1-13. Waikerie Magpies, 1-2-8. Magpies now just trying to work this one out.
Hocking on kick-out duties. Going to try and go through the guts. Finds Ethan Neal, I think it is, who's going to keep using the corridor for the Magpies. So trying to get something as quick as they can here. Trying to spread out wide. Looks like Cooper Mackroth with the footy is trying to find Lockie Nitschke, who's going to gather off the ground, gets an unkind bounce. Johnny Fisher applying a bit of pressure and causes a bit of a scramble of a kick from Nitschke, but Braun makes it look pretty good.
Taps it back inboard, finds Daniels. Braun still trying to get that footy back, but Loxton off half-back, managed to work that one out. Jacob Evans gets it to Johnny Fisher, wheels back around. A wild old kick, and this will be taken out of bounds, you would think. Well, Nitschke tried to kick it. He kicked it out of bounds on the fall off the knee. So I don't know what the umpires are going to say here. These can go 50-50.
Yeah, coming in to have a bit of a discussion.
I reckon he was over the line before he kicked it. I reckon he was getting tackled at the time.
I think
he's going, yeah, the knee, yeah.
You've got to give benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah, the cheek, I like it.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So Loxton win the clearance here, and they've got a bit of a run on here, but earns the kick a little bit clean. There's all pick up from, I think it was Raph Little that picked that one up, but chance here for Chris Knapp out of the footy to send Loxton inside 50. Harley Campbell's there. He gets the handle.
Oh,
he's
tackled.
wrapped up in a great tackle there by Kyron Dixon. And looks like he's going to get the free kick for it as well for his efforts there. Is Dixon, who's been pretty important in the early stages of this game.
Yeah, was holding the footy. Look, a dangerous kick, but manages to find Tyrell Hocking. Waikerie have got on the switch. They find Meredith in that half-back. He kicks wide, and there's Tristan Geeman. He's got a couple of metres. Oh, saying that, the closing speed of Drikasolki managed to get that one smothered, and the ball's now in Loxton's attacking 50. Raph Little, small kick, finds Nathan Flight in a paddock, and he's going to go back for goal number 3.
Could have blazed away there, Raph, but lowered the eyes and saw Flighty in an acre of space and hit him up pretty easily. So Flight kick from 35 metres out, slight angle here at the Bookie Road end, and you back him to kick this one in, would you, Lachlan?
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah. This is more straight in front, though, so he can't wheel around sideways.
Maybe he does it anyway.
Saying that, he might. Ball on the way.
Nah, that's spun the right way. Flighty likes it. He's given it to Tyrell Hocking a little bit as well. So another goal to the Tigers, their third of the day. An important one there on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. So Loxton probably had the better of the start in this second quarter and able to hit the scoreboard and make the most of that there, kick out to a 2-goal lead.
Yep, Loxton with the early advantage here this afternoon. Riverland football on 5RM. Another goal of the day contender for Surf to suit Loxton.
It's got a few of them today, Flighty.
I think that one where he wheeled around the corner a little bit on the run early days was probably one to watch, I would have thought. But nonetheless, there's plenty of other players can pop up. There's still plenty of this game left. Just short of 6 minutes played. Second quarter, Riverland football on 5RM. Waikerie with the clearance. Hocking had the footy. He was taken high, and he'll get a free. Brings the ball wide. Looks for a target. Drops short. And managed to bring it back in. That was Corey Daniels with the footy. Waikerie now go up forward. Burgermeister was there, but unable to... Or not Burgermeister, sorry. Turner was there.
Yeah, Cale Smith with the inset mark there, and it's a pretty good kick on his left foot out to Lockie Evans, who's got the ball just on the back flank for the Tigers.
He just brings the ball down the line. Chris Knapp's the target. There's a heap of Waikerie players, but outmarks them all.
That's a contender for the Grove Services Riverland mark of the day, Lockie. That was a strong grab amongst 3 Waikerie players. He's done well to find a teammate here in Raph Little, who's looking for Nathan Flight as soon as he can. And Flighty's got the ball in front of him. Got on a bit of a string here as Flight, but goes the Waikerie defender in Sam Chambers there, forces a ball in. So Waikerie a chance to reset and get some numbers back to help out.
We see this a bit, sides that play Loxton, they try a few different players on Nathan Flight, and they might have found one to match up, but still very dangerous, and I think we saw that before. It manages to find the space and lose players quite easily.
Very smart footballer is Nathan Flight. So Waikerie trying to bring it forward here. Craig Fisher's got a long way to bend down to pick up, just evades the footy there, and Corey Daniels has got the ball for Waikerie, and they're going the wrong direction, conceding a bit of ground, but they've got control of it here, and they're going to try and switch it out to the close side, but Raph Little flies in to create a bit of a contest. Chris Knapp's there for Loxton to spill it inside forward 50, and the Tigers have a chance here, Lockie.
They're moving this one forward. Chris Knapp, snap over the head, Flights in the square, dropped a mark, but doesn't matter, socks it through. Did it touch the goalpost? Umpire says no, that's a goal.
That's another snag to Flight. He's feeling it today. He's putting on a bit of a show. He's got all goals for Loxton so far, all 4 of them to Nathan Flight, and that was up there with the best of the lot. Just used his body really well. Size so hard to get around, push him out the way and dribble the ball through for another goal. Impressive start by Nathan Flight. Such a tricky matchup, as we were just saying. So
Loxton out to a 3-goal lead, just short of 8 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock. Waikerie going to need something pretty soon, otherwise the floodgates may open.
I'm excited by this, Lockie. Not enough big bags to key forwards this year, so anytime we get a sniff of one, you get up and about.
4 goals before half is always handy. What can Waikerie do in response? I think there's plenty in the tank.
A lot of footy to be played. Today. Warrington's early.
Tim Bevan doing the runner work for Waikerie today. Mick Kilsby, the coach, would be hoping he's out there playing soon.
makes a big difference. Just that experience in the middle for the Magpies, and they're pretty young side, so definitely missing Bevan.
So Colbert out of the ruck, manages to rove his own footy and gets the kick away. And finds Daniels. Getting a bit of the footy this quarter. Small kick up, drop short, and it's Lockie Evans for the Tigers. Manages to intercept it and kicks into the center of the field. Quick handball. Harley Campbell now kicks into the attacking 50 for Loxton, kicking to the Book Penong road end, goes past Nathan Flight, and one there from young Sam Chambers from Waikerie, manages to get it out of bounds.
Flight with the second effort though, to smother the handball of Chambers, and Loxton got another chance here, a ball in inside 450. They'll fancy their chances. Looks like Knapp's going to do the ruck work, I would have thought. So an interesting one. If Loxton can grab another one here, that's really puts Waikerie up against it in the second quarter. The momentum going the way of the Tigers at the moment.
A couple of quick handballs for Loxton. There's Luke Harder with the footy. Handballs over the top. Manages to get a couple out. Oh, Chris Knapp from the pocket.
It's an audacious attempt, and it's not quite come up for the big man, but you got to try those. I think you probably allow 1 or 2 a game from the snap from the pocket. It's going to be Tristan Gaiman to bring the ball back in here as the call is made for out of bounds on the full. So get around for a target.
Yeah, 4 goals, 1 plays, 1 goal, 2. Loxton with the lead. The Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard. Just saw a change from Waikerie. They've got young Burgermeister onto the field now.
Great kick from Gaiman out to find Braun, who's going to bring it up to the centre wing. But Loxton with the numbers around the footy. Doing well there is Shay Lang. He's had a really good season, looking to build on that today. Looks like there might be a free kick for too high here to Waikerie. There's a player at the bottom of the pack.
So Waikerie with the footy. Kicking it down the eastern wing. But great mark, defensive mark from Loxton. That's Shay Langy with the footy.
It's been so impressive this season with that intercept mark across half back as Shay Langy improved into a really good defender. Jacob
Evans, quick handball, finds Salmon. That's Luke. He kicks up looking for another Luke and Harder, but decides to change the attack. Harley Campbell's in there. Loxton looking dangerous. The ball approaches the attacking 50. Luke Harder at the bottom of the pack there. The Loxton coach, umpire says, my footy. We'll go again. Really fast movement through the middle there from Loxton.
Yeah, it's a bit of a feature of the game. When they're up and running and at their best, they move the footy really quick.
Been waiting a few weeks for it to pop up again, but slowly starting to come good. Andy with finals approaching. Can Waikerie work this one out?
Fly's throwing his weight around a little bit there. He's up a Waikerie defender, but doesn't matter because the Magpies have got the ball. But it's a bit of a shank of a kick, and it's still out of bounds, so it's going to be a Loxton kick here for that last touch rule.
Yeah, Dylan Golan out of half back there.
Yeah, had a lot of time as well. Probably could have steadied a little bit more.
Read the footy well. It's Loxton now with the footy on the precinct wing, club room side. Jack Colbert, great defensive work there, but manages to dive on it, and we'll have another ball up. Waikerie hanging in this one for now. 4-1-25 plays 1-2-8 on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard.
Knapp doing the ruck work against Colbert. Looks like he won the tap, but it's only as far as the Waikerie midfielder. But Harley Campbell's going to get the footy with a bit of time here to use it. Sees his coach and Luke Harder, who almost completes a juggling mark. Didn't quite get there, but he's got a bit of time and space. Feeds the handball out, and it's going to come towards Flight again here. He's got the ball in front of him. He's going to try and just paddle it along the ground, try and get a bit of space for himself, and it's worked. He tries to get to his teammate Mason Warner, who's got the footy now, rushes a kick and up in the air. Looks like a bit of a contest, and Drew Kasolki is there, and he likes it off the boot. Roving goal. Well done, Drew Kasolki on the left foot. Snap around the corner, and Loxton get to extend their lead.
The Tigers kick goal number 5. And this is looking very dangerous for Waikerie.
Just the perfect example of front and centre. Drew Kasolki sitting there at the front of the contest, able to gather the spillage, and converted and liked it as soon as it came off the boot there. Probably a contender for the Surface Suit Loxton goal of the day, although Flight's probably got 4 to pick from. Yeah,
look, it's getting a bit dangerous now. What are Waikerie going to do? That's pretty quick. Just put a change. Got Lloyd back onto the field now. He's going up forward. So, coach having a quick chat to Corey Daniels, just coming off for a quick rest. He probably did all right this quarter.
He's had a bit of the footy, and generally speaking, he's used it quite well. So, yeah, it's a tricky one for Waikerie. Like you said, they're a little bit undemand on their best side, so there's not too many changes they can swing without mucking it around too much.
Did see once this year they did throw Tristan Geeman on the ball, which did work all right, but it did leave them very susceptible in defence.
Brawn back might help that now to shore up that back line a little bit, give Geeman a bit of a licence. The play restarts here, Colbert and Knapp in the ruck, and Ethan Neal's got the clearance for Waikerie, so the Pies a chance to go for Jack B, who's going to run into an open goal, 25, 30 metres out, and he's managed to hit the post. So heartbreak for B. Magpies burn a golden chance there to get one back.
A minor score for the Magpies. 31 plays 9 on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard.
Oh, geez, that's a bit of a coach killer, Lockie.
Yeah.
Dead in front, 30 metres, straight drop punt, and managed to hit the post. So Loxton a chance to reset. Looks like it's Harley Campbell who's going to receive the ball on the far wing, using that beautiful left foot. Finds Luke Carter, who's got the just forward of 450 for Loxton. Bit of an up and under, so it gives people a chance to jump for it. Raph Little lined up but didn't quite get there. Chris Knapp's headed Rove, but it's tackled before he can get rid of the ball. Mason Warner, though, has a chance. Snap around the body on the right foot. Looks for Nathan Flight potentially in the goal square, who gives a good contest and is able to get it out of bounds. So it looks like it'll be a throw in here, just in the 4 pocket for Loxton, really deep inside that 450.
Yeah, Waikerie can't afford to leak another one now. 14 and a half minutes played. Murray Pest Control clock. Second quarter, Riverland football on 5RM. Colbert gets a good punch out of the ruck, but it's Johnny Fisher from Loxton. Well, kicks back inboard, looks for Luke Harder. Unable to mark it, but doesn't matter. Kicks to the square. Time, Nathan Flight, not able to mark it. Great defensive work from Waikerie. Punch out. Loxton, can he work something out of this one? Picks it up and just goes into a wall and takes it out of bounds.
Probably not a bad result for the Tigers there. Still inside that 450. Still a chance of the goal, and Flight just camping out in that goal square looking for the rush kick.
So we are seeing some glimpses from Waikerie, but going to have to string a bit more together. Kisolki manages to get it out to Johnny Fisher. Kick back over the top. Finds Jacob Evans, who's having an absolute ripping game, and just holds station with the footy in the forward pocket.
Yep, so it'll be an impressive kick to get it from here. Eyes probably darting around a little bit, but the young fella's got to back himself in, I think, if he can pull off a snag from the pocket.
He's had a pretty good game so far. Decides against that. Kicks to the top of the square, and
Geeman almost managed to juggle the mark, but it's stolen off him by Lockie Evans. Goes as far as Mason Warner, who converts from close range around the body for Loxton. So another goal here. The Tigers, they're really starting to pile them on here, and that's 6 for the game and 4 for the quarter. So, you know, it's a real momentum swinger in this second term. Since probably the 5-minute mark of the quarter, it's been all Loxton, except for that one chance that Waikerie had. So,
yep, it's starting to send a few messages to the rest of the comp that Loxton, they are not the sleeping giant anymore. They are awoken. We've been waiting for it for a few weeks. We saw some glimpses last week against Loxton North, and today they are back in town.
Yeah, really important sort of 7 or 8 minutes coming up here for Waikerie. They need to be able to arrest a bit of it. If they can get a goal or two back, great, but they can't afford this to blow out anymore.
37 plays 9 on the Murray Pest Control clock, 16 and a half minutes played.
Knapp still in the ruck against Holbert. That seems to be working for him at the moment.
Yep, good tap from both ruckmen there. Doesn't go too far. Harder tries to work it out.
Trying to barrel his way through there is Harder, and Loxton look like they're going to get a handle on the footy, but spilled out again into the Waikerie player in Ben Smith, who's trying to charge his way through. He does pretty well there to get through a few bodies and try and find the target in Malachi Lloyd, who does well, the youngster, to get a strong overhead mark. Looks inside 50. Bit of a push in the back from Ryan Turner, and it's going to go the way of Shane. So the Tigers just get away with one there.
So Loxton with the footy in on half back. Finds Jacob Evans.
Still looking to use that corridor as much as they can. That quick ball movement. Still inside the centre square. Evans' kick didn't quite hit the target. Just fell short. But looks like there's going to be a free kick for too high. Lachlan Bradley's going to come up with the footy for the Tigers. So kicks about... or he's trying to use as much of the 15 metres as he can there. He finds Luke Harder, who kicks it out wide to Harley Campbell. Looking down the line to Lockie Evans, who gathers the footy for Loxton. So just in front of the commentary box here, Lockie. Tigers looking to build something again.
Yeah, just had to go to a bit of technical work, Ben, but we're all back down now.
I didn't panic too much, mate. I saw you leave, and I thought I'll take the wheel.
Just a little bit of interference going on with a bit of equipment here, but anyway, not to worry.
Interesting game, and big switch out to Stephen Braun. And gee, if there was anyone around Sam Chambers, that would have been a bit of a hospital ball, but he had a lot of time to gather the footy there. So he's got the ball on the far flank, half-back flank for Waikerie, and Not a lot of options in front of him, but he does go long down the line, looking for Turner, who does well to crash the back and take the mark. So Turner with the footy on centre wing here for the Magpies.
So Waikerie now reeling to goal before half-time.
Oh, thought he snuck it past Knapp, but the Loxton player just managed to intercept. He's going to get the footy back here as Knapp. Tries to sell the dummy, falls himself. Comes out to Harley Campbell. Lockie Evans on the wings, got the ball now.
Just hold station for a second. Kicks back inboard.
These two are both collecting a lot of the footy now, Harley Campbell and Lockie Evans. Those players on the outside, if you can let them get going, then both clean users of the footy. It's a big tick for Loxton for sure.
So Loxton with the footy in the middle of the ground. Kicks up to the 50, looks for flight and another mark.
Where would you go anywhere else? Why would you do it?
If you don't mind, textbook overhead mark. Just the quick little bump just before the ball came in.
Yeah, Sammy Chambers is fighting well here for Waikerie. He's a bit out of his weight division, giving away a bit of size. The Loxton forward's just taking advantage, but he's battling well, and geez, it'd be an important goal if he can kick this. Just another one to break the back of the Magpies.
So, ball on the way. Looks good.
Oh, second poster of the day.
Hit the post. Geez, you don't see that too much in Riverland football.
No, it's harder to do than not.
The Waikerie now bring the ball back in. Oh, wild kick. But manages to find
Kyron Dixon.
Yeah.
Got the footy coming out of the back lines for Waikerie here. He kicks to it was a 4-on-4 more or less there, and Loxton look like they're going to come away with it.
So Kasulki there managed to get the footy back after a quick wind off. Finds Chris Knapp on the eastern wing. Lockie Evans screaming for the footy, but Shay Lange was in the middle of it. He kicks up. Good rate attacking kick. You've got Harder and Raff Little home. Great defence from Waikerie. They managed to clear it out. Oh, big bump. Heusler with the bottom of the deck. And, they'll hold it in.
Yeah, so that spread really starting to have influence on the game for Loxton. If they're not going to Lockie Evans on the wing, they've got a free player in the middle, so it's tough for the Magpies to keep up at the moment.
So, ball just on the attacking 50 from Loxton. He got Cole there for Waikerie, managed to tap it forward. Kasulki, wheels around one, wheels around two, ball's on the way. Oh, that would have been goal of the day for Surf to suit Loxton.
I'll tell you what, Lockie, the collective sigh from the grandstand was something to behold there. That would have been the absolute crap. Broke through 2 or 3 tackles to Drew Kasulki, but wasn't to be. That's okay, we'll keep looking.
A minor score, so 6-3 for the Loxton Tigers.
Got me out of my chair, Lockie.
Yeah, place. Well, you were just waiting for him to get tackled. Yeah. You broke around 3.
Slippery, very slippery.
39 plays 9 on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard. Getting it close to half-time here at Loxton. It's an important match for the Tigers and the Waikerie Magpies. Ball in the cricket pitch area.
Yeah, don't like cricket chat here. A few bad memories on Loxton number 1 and number 2, mate, so I don't love coming here.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard there.
Particularly on grand final day.
Yeah. So ball out. Waikerie get the clearance, but intercepted pretty quickly from the Loxton Tigers through Evans. It's Caden. Now the ball down the wing. Looks for Harder at half forward. Tap over the top. Punch from Tristan Gaiman. And Waikerie going to get the free here.
I think it might have been the chop of the arms or something. I'm not too sure what the umpires plucked, but regardless, the Magpies have got the footy. Oh, dangerous little 15-metre kick. High risk, minimal reward there. It's going to come back in here to mop up for the Pies. Looking to use the corridor. Finds Heusler with a great kick into the centre square. He's got Kyle Dixon out on the far wing if he wants him. Shanks the kick a little bit, but at least it goes in the right direction. But, geez, it's clear. Dixon and Lockie Evans is there for the Tigers. Ball in congestion a little bit. Dixon fights well. Tries to get a hand on it, but not much doing here for the Pies. And a couple of burned opportunities trying to go forward, but Cooper Mackarath's going to send him in.
Ball on the way. You had Turner there. Unable to mark it.
Malachi Lloyd has pounced on the open footy there.
Puts the burners on.
Run away from the Loxton defenders, and a much-needed goal for the Waikerie Magpies. And Malachi Lloyd, the youngster, has stood up when they needed it the most, Lockie, and converted from close range. Just a bit of turn of pace.
Yep, gets another goal back on the board. That's a second for the Magpies. They get the margin down a bit, and that's a very timely goal going into half-time. We just, for Waikeries, says cannot leak another one now. Yeah,
really important there in the context of the game, even just for momentum's sake. A couple of minutes left in quarter now. If they can take a bit of that into half-time, you know, they might be able to turn around in the third quarter.
So ball back in the centre, 23 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock. We've got around a minute 41 to run. Just to find out what's going on at the lakeside this afternoon. The Rovers making the trek there. So ball back in the centre, back underway. Colbert does the ruck work, as well as Craig Fisher. It's Loxton that managed to get the clearance. They get a few handballs out, and there's Lockie Evans, kicks up, and finds Harley Campbell. He just pauses, but then just gets the ball on the way. Oh, great intercept mark from Magpie defender Stephen Braun.
That's what he brings, a bit of experience, judged footy well, and switches out to Tristan Gaiman on the left. Tries to go inboard, but only finds Lockie Evans. So Loxton still got plenty of time here to find another goal before half-time, and Harder's been absolutely ridden by the caravan. Stephen Heusler there just strapped himself on the back, and away he went. He's going to come back and get the free kick.
So it was an advantage play on, but once it sort of got wrapped up, umpire says, no, that wasn't an advantage, we'll go again. I don't mind that. Let it go for a bit and bring it back.
Yeah.
Harder sends the ball into the 50, looked for Chris Knapp, but fell short. And Jared B, great mark.
Yeah, well read there by Buzzy, as they call him. Bit of a shank that finds its way to Gaiman, who has a bit of a chuckle about it. So 151st game for the Magpies. Tristan Gaiman looks back inboard, finds Braun still in defensive 50 for the Magpies with about a minute to go. Need to try and go now if they're going to build something. The ball's come out to Kyron Dixon, and Flight has absolutely nailed him in the tackle, and he's dived on the footy as Nathan Flight, so fighting hard to keep the ball inside 50 for the Tigers, and he's going to win out. Looks like it's going to be a ball up right on the 50-metre arc.
So just over a mil, just under a minute to run, second quarter. 39 plays 15. It's the home side Loxton with the advantage. It's in their 50. Johnny Fisher with the footy looks up for Lockie, but doesn't make it too far, and will have a ball up.
Still a chance.
Yeah, 40 out from Loxton's goal. This is a dangerous time for Waikerie.
Yep, need to hold on here, the Pies. Can't afford to leak another one.
A tap over the back from Knapp. Doesn't go too far, and will go again. Just wind a bit of time out of the game here. 39 plays 15. Waikerie coaching staff just saying, just come up a little bit. We don't want to leak another one here.
Yep, all hands on deck here for the Pies.
Oh, Jared B tried to clear it out. Managed to go forward. Raff Little with the footy, dives on it, handballs forward, but it's Wade that managed to clear that one out and kick it as long as you can, lad.
Oh, and the ball just evades Craig Fisher as the siren goes for half-time. So Loxton taking a 4-goal lead into the main break, Lockie, and a bit of a 15-minute burst there from the Tigers really broke the game open.
Certainly did. It's 6-3-39. Loxton leading the Waikerie Magpies 2-3-15 at half-time. Riverland football on 5RM. We'll go back to the Sideline View studio and find out what is going on around the Riverland and Valley this afternoon. Trevor Scott, back to you.
up like we touched on in the first half. Mate, Flood is a tricky one to match up on, and so good on the ground, and obviously he's a big man, so difficult to match up on in the air as well. So yeah, look, it's going to be vital. Maybe you look to cut the supply more than you look to beat him one-on-one if you can try and win the ball back earlier and stop getting into him, but it's hard to do that with so many quality players in this Loxton lineup, particularly in midfield and across the wings. Yeah,
just looking at what Waikerie are doing here in the midfield, they've got, it looks like they're going to put Ben Smith in there for a bit of a run. Also, Jared B's going to jump in there as well. I don't mind that, a bit of size in there.
Yep. No, they need to make some kind of change, but Trev, you sound like you've got something to say, mate. Mm-hmm. That'd be the first game they've played in the while, with eyes and a forfeit chucked in there as well for BSR, so good to see him back on the park. It sounds like it's a good game. But another game, so we're underway again. Todd Charlton throws the ball up, and Colbert with a convincing tap out onto, it's going to roll out to the wing with Tyrell Hocking here for the Magpies. Tries to go back inboard, but dishes a handball out to Jared B. Tries to take on the Kasolki tackle, but Drew picks him up pretty well. But Waikerie have done well to recover through, and he's sending it forward and hits the man right on the chest. So Waikerie going to have an early shot on goal here.
Yeah, great mark up forward for the Waikerie Magpies there. And I reckon that is Dylan. It's not Dylan Gollan. No, it's not Dylan Gollan.
Can we get a bit of help to turn the Guernsey towards us?
Ball on the way, and 45 out.
Harry Glacken.
Oh, it is Harry Glacken, of course.
What an important goal it is for Harry Glacken to get the Magpies. Mick Kilsby likes it on the bench as well, so big goal in the context of the game. Early one for the Magpies in this third quarter to take it back to just 3 goals the margin now, so a little bit more manageable.
Yep. Harry, one of 5 players rocking the electrical tape around the hair today for the Magpies.
Making it hard.
Yeah, that's all right. That's sorted. So young Harry Glacken there puts the first score on the board after half-time, and 3-3-21.
Yeah. It's just another example. Like you saw Malachi Lloyd kick that goal in the second quarter. It's another example of these younger Waikerie guys really standing up. And, even the on-ball group, you've got Jack Colbert leading the way in the ruck. He's a young man as well. So good signs for the future for the Pies and good signs for the start of this quarter as well.
So ball back in the centre. We'll get this underway pretty soon. And 1 minute 30 played on the Murray Pest Control clock. Umpire Todd Sharp with the footy again. Fisher, Colbert. Do the ruck work. Evans in there. There's Jacob. But great clearance there from Lockie Nitschke from the Magpies, but straight down the throat of the Loxton Tigers.
So it looks like it's Caden Evans that's going to kick it out to Mason Warner here on the near side. Bring it up to Luke Harder, who's the target down the line. Does well to juggle the mark in front of Jared B.
So
Luke Harder with the footy here. On the halfback flank for the Tigers. Sends it long, looking for Chris Knapp down the line. Does well to contest the footy, does Knapp. But Jared B's there to mop up and use Hocking again. So these two combining a couple of times this quarter. But Loxton looking to clean up here. And the ball's in congestion here on just right in front of us, Lockie, in front of the Waikerie coach's box on centre wing.
Yeah, Nitschke in the bottom of that one as well. So a ball up. And Magpies looking like they're playing with a bit of intent after half time.
Needed to. Much needed goal. Just kick things off. And they'd love another one here if they can get it forward.
Trying to work this one out, but great bit of work there from Mason Warner from Loxton. Gets it out to Johnny Fisher. Handballs out, finds
Matt Glenn with the footy. He's going to try and go through the corridor. Ben Smith, diving mark that could have been, but just hit the ground. Look like there, so it's going to be a ball up inside the centre square.
Yeah, going against the flight of the ball too.
Really
great stuff. Harder's sort of being a second ruckman there for Loxton, but doesn't go too far. Cooper Macrath tried to clear it out. He's sort of taken the work on Harder there.
What they've done is put Macrath and Jared B in the middle just to confuse us, Lockie.
Yeah.
It's an interesting ploy by Mick Kilsby. Ball up again here in the centre square. Fisher wins the tap. Down to Salmon. He's going to try and bring it forward. Chris Knapp is the target on the half-forward flank. Waikerie defender does well to spoil the mark there.
Kyra Dixon in there as well, and he's going to get the free.
And a little bit of verbal afterwards as well. So Waikerie, the recipients of a 25-metre penalty here. Knapp not too happy with the decision. There's a bit of push and shove here as well. And it looks like it's going to result in another 25-metre penalty. So it was Heusler and Lockie going at it, and Dixon's going to be the beneficiary here. He's gained 50 metres, and he's going to try and kick it to Lockie Nitschke, who's got a bit of time and space on the near side here, just forward of the Magpies, forward 50. Brad Burgemeister is the target, leading forward, goes through his hands. Waikerie players there to mop up, but there's lots of players everywhere, but Drew Kostolki commits a bit of a high tackle there, and Harvey Dearman's the beneficiary, so he's got the ball just outside forward 50 for Waikerie. Switches against JB with time and space. Buzzy lines up, has a crack at goal. Looks like it's not going to quite make the distance.
Oh, we got someone trying to claim the mark, not paid.
Yeah.
There's Glacken in there again, I reckon.
Bit of a spillage.
Yeah.
It's going to be a ball up just outside the goal square for the Magpies. So dangerous spot here for the Tigers.
A lot of hands on that footy. Loxton tried to clear it out with some big punches, but doesn't go too far. Waikerie holding this one in. They need this goal.
Yeah, huge one here. If they can grab it and bring it back down to 2 goals, they're right back in this.
Yeah, 39 plays, 21 on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard. Just short of 5 minutes played. Season-defining match. Ball goes up. No one gets it. Waikerie get the free here. And that's Burgemeister with a ruck infringement, and he has got the free.
Yeah, that's a huge call. Just about 15 metres out, but Burgemeister's going to get the set shot here, and had a really big role to play in the last few weeks with Jack Burgemeister missing, and Brad's been a bit of a tall target up forward for the Magpies, and he's doing quite well, so he'll get a chance to reduce the margin to just 12 points here, which would be huge for this start of the quarter for the Magpies.
He's taking his time. He's pulled the socks up, kicking from 25 out in a 45-degree angle. Ball on the way, and it's faded to the far side. Minor score.
Yeah, they might be left to rue that one. The Pies need to be kicking those goals if they're going to get back into this, but margin back down to 17 points now, and Loxton trying to bring the ball back in. Long and strong down to Lockie Evans, who's the tall target. Pressures for the mark, but doesn't quite complete it. It looks like it's going to spill out. No, yep. So eventually we're going to get over the line through touch, and it'll be a boundary throw in.
Yeah, some willing play going on. You can just see the intensity's really lifted after half-time, particularly from Waikerie.
Yep, that spray might have done them a bit of good just going to the rooms there, Lockie.
Yep, ball in, scoreboard side, Loxton Oval, Riverland football on 5RM. Doesn't go too far, and we'll get another ball in about 10 metres closer to Waikerie goal.
Yeah, important part of the match here. If Waikerie can get a bit of a run on, it's anyone's game, but all the other way would break their back a little bit, come out firing after half-time, have Magpies, and they're going to try and go inside 40 here. Bit of a scrappy sort of passage of play here out in the far flank, and it's resulted in a few ball-ups in a row. So neither team able to get a bit of clean possession here as clock ticks down in the third quarter. Just under 15 minutes to play.
Yeah, ball in, ball up, rather, just on the painted 50. Waikerie end, kicking down the Bookpurnong Road end now. Here at Loxton, a few wild feet in there trying to get a soccer out. Waikerie somehow get the footy out of there, kicks up to their attacking area, but great defensive mark from Carl Smith, and he clears it out and finds Johnny Fisher for the Loxton Tigers. Centers the footy and, dangerous kick.
Finds Ethan Neal, who's taking the mark for Waikerie, about 40 metres out. So Tigers looking to use the corridor at all costs, but it's come back to bite them here, and Waikerie have another set shot on goal and the chance to just edge closer to Loxton's total here. So important kick for Ethan Neal. He was very good in the loss last week, one of Waikere's better players against Renmark. Might be his chance to stand up here in the third quarter.
Can Waikerie make it 2 from 2 this quarter? Ball on the way.
They like it, kicks on the way. It'll be a goal to Ethan Neal and the goal to the Magpies. Mick Kilsby likes it, ringing the changes on the bench, and it's an important one for the visiting side here against Loxton.
They're catching up.
They are.
2 goals the difference.
It's a hot start to this quarter, Lockie. I think you're right. I think the intensity has come up, and Loxton are going to need to match it if they're going to hold on to this lead. So Waikerie 4 goals, 4-28 plays Loxton, 6 goals, 3-39 on the Aquatic Control Australia scoreboard. So just edging back into it.
Couple more contenders too for the goal of the day. We've got Harry Glacken and Ethan Neal in the mix now, thanks to Surf to Suit Loxton. All the runners and water runners out there for both sides, clocking up the case. Ball back in the centre. Colbert manages to rove his own footy, kicks up forward, looks for Burgemeister, punched forward. Can Loxton clear this one out? They get a wild handball out. They're looking for the tackle, and it's been wrapped up on 50. And some intensive play there, and looks like there's a little bit of feeling out there.
Yeah, there's a bit in this now. Loxton player looking to try and charge back through 3 Waikerie players, and it was never going to work. It looks like there's been a free kick paid out of the scuffle afterwards, and it's going to go the way of Waikerie. So Ethan Neal's got the footy again. A bit too far out to score, so he just sends us the ball about 20 metres out to a pack of players. Loxton defenders win the day, and it's going to be a ball up about 30 metres out from Waikere's goal. So Waikerie just getting those little 1%ers right as well now, Lockie, and it's going to go a long way to winning back the lead in this game if they can get it going.
Tap over the top. It was Hocking in there that tried to clear it, tried to go for the goals. Oh, great tackle from Waikerie, defensive.
Oh.
That was Nitschke, I think, that wrapped that player up.
Probably unlucky not to get the free kick, but regardless, the Pies have got the footy in. They're going to try and centre it. Neil tries to kick inboard. Cooper Makareth has found Tristan Geeman if he can get there, but there's another player. It's a big contest at the footy. Ben Smith's there to mop up, and it looks like the umpire's paid some kind of free kick.
Well, it looks like we got a free kick here to Loxton out of that. Oh, Dylan Golan's got the footy, right? Yeah, that was some very tough play going on there.
Both players went 110% in the air at that footy. It's tough to pluck a free kick out of it, but Waikerie the beneficiaries. So Dylan Golan here, he'll kick right from the paint on 50 metres. It's a fair roost.
Yeah, that looks good off the boot.
He's got a bit of distance on it, but it's just fallen ever so short, touched over the line. So another point to the Magpies. They're going to keep coming here, Lockie.
That would have seen the grandstand here at Loxton erupt if that one went through. There's a bit of feeling out there, that's sure. Ball back, looks for push forward, and I reckon Waikerie might get the free here, and they have. And that is...
It's Kyron Dixon with the footy, so normally a pretty good use. There's all of a sudden a bit of life in the Waikerie 450 as well, a bit of movement going on. Kicks to a 2-on-1 though, so it's going to be tough for the Pies to get anything out of this. A ball up, probably not a bad result for the visitors, and that's what they'll get. Neil sits at the bottom of that pack. So
it's the footy now in the very much the dangerous area for Loxton. They've already conceded 2 this quarter. 39 plays 29. They still lead. Waikerie are playing with some intent.
Yep, they've definitely lifted out of half-time. And it looks like it's going to be a ball in here. So they've gained 10-15 metres as Cale Smith is going to reluctantly give the ball back to the umpire here. So really dangerous area here. Magpies every chance of a goal. They can scrum something out of the stoppage.
This is 5-room football.
Jarrod B's trying to collect the footy. Bit of a juggling act. Eventually gets a hold of it, finds a handball, and a couple of chain of handballs up with Tristan Geeman, who's been tackled pretty abruptly, and it'll be another ball up. So Loxton got a bit of ground back there, switch to the other side, but still a tricky position for the Tigers.
Yep, ball in. Critical time, 11 and a half minutes played. Third quarter Riverland football, 5RM ball now spills out of bounds again on the far wing.
Everyone gets a chance to catch their breath, including us, Lockie. It's been a hot start to this quarter.
It certainly has been, and that 12 minutes has gone very quickly. Waikerie Magpies have closed the lead up, and if you look at the score lines of Waikerie games this year, they do this a bit, Ben. They concede a couple, catch a few up, and can get in and games that you think they're probably out of.
It's a bit of a feature of young sides, Lockie, a little bit inconsistent, but when they get a run on at that pace, they're hard to stop. So another ball up here, right on the 50 for the Magpies.
What can Waikerie do here? Big running ruck contest there from Burgermeister. Ball spills over the front. It's a foot race for the footy. Wild handball out. Shot on goal from Waikerie.
Hello.
That's it. That's Ethan Neal.
That's a snag. That is a genuine snag. That's a definite contender for this Suit Loxton goal of the day. Tight angle on the right foot in that pocket. Locking in, he slotted it home. And Waikerie just getting ever closer, mate. They're almost in the lead now, and they're coming. And if I was in the Loxton coach's box, I'd be worried, a little bit toey. 3
goals unanswered this quarter. Waikerie really making the most of it after half-time. And they're doing a few changes already. We've got Corey Daniels back on the field for the Magpies.
2 in a row to Ethan Neal, so he's having an influence on the game after a pretty good week last week. So Waikerie just starting to get on top in the midfield, and what they've done well is lock the ball inside 50 when they've got it in there. Loxton really haven't been able to go forward of centre at all this quarter.
Dylan Golan, the one coming off for a quick rest. He's put in a few Ks already. Ball doesn't get too far from that, and we'll go again in the centre. Just short of 14 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock at 5RM football.
Chris Knapp's been moved back into the ruck for Loxton here, so a bit of a change there. Fisher off.
Waikerie fans calling for the free kick. Probably was a much of a muchness. Certainly a bit of intensity out there in this third quarter. Knapp over the back, gets the ball out there, but it's Waikerie through Ben Smith that get a handball. Finds Tristan Gaiman, looks up to the forward flank. Great mark there. The Waikerie Magpies.
So it looks like it's Malachi Lloyd with the footy, and he's going to try and find Jared B. Well spoiled by Mason Waller, and the ball comes into dispute. Johnny Fisher tries to take a couple of Magpies on, just gets the handball away. Doing well here, Loxton, to hold up, and it's a rush kick outside 50, but there's about 6 Magpies around the ball. Swooping season, Lockie. They've got plenty of options.
Yeah, they've awoken after half-time, after copping what can only be thought of being a very big spray. Oh, and Burgermeister slipped through. Nitschke tries to drive through traffic. He got wrapped up. Loose footy out at the front. Daniel's in there. He was taking the ground, and umpire says, my footy. Still in Waikerie, attacking 50. We haven't seen the Boston attacking half this whole quarter.
I think they're without an inside 50 for sure. Yep, definitely a concern.
That thought just crossed my mind. I have not seen that football down the Pine Avenue end this quarter.
As we said, no real breeze either, so it's not as if the wind's playing a factor as it did last week. So definitely worrying signs for the Tigers. Need to stop this momentum from Waikerie as soon as they can.
So ball up, 45 straight out from Wakerie's goal. They try to mop that one up. He's going to get free here. Luke Hart is the one on the bottom of the pack for Loxton. The Loxton coach, he's going to get that one.
Probably look for him to stand up a little bit here when they need it. So just a bit of composure on the footy is what they're after. So, no, who's that? Who's got the footy here for Loxton? Looks like it's Caden Evans. Easy mistake to make, but he's turned it over.
Caden Evans, yep, brings it back in and then finds its way to Ethan Neal, just on the forward flank for Waikerie. Just hold station for a second. Umpire says, move it on, mate. Looks like a great mark from Cooper Macareth.
Just kicked to space there. It was really intelligent use of the footy, and Macareth was more than happy to run onto it. So it's an acute angle out in the far pocket. So you'll kick from about 40. Not sure if he's going to try and centre this one, Lockie. It might be the smarter option.
Just gives it a bit of a roost. Geez, looks right off the boot.
A bit of a scuffle on the goal line, and it's just punched over for a minor score. But you're right, that was a fair old kick.
Tap through. Waikerie bring the margin back down even more. Just seeing the scoreboard attendance on the far side. To my calculations, I think there might be one goal out. But anyway, we'll watch that one with interest, won't we, Ben?
We will. I think we control Australia's scoreboard. Always an interesting one.
Just checking our auditors here and just to find out what is going on. Scoreboard's reading 39, playing 36. But I suspect there's one less goal to... Well, let me just double check a few things here. No, 6
Lachlan, I think they're on the money.
No, I think no.
They've been incorrectly accused here. Cal's going to take the mark for Loxton, so they've got the footy back, the Tigers, and just trying to withstand a bit of pressure here, trying to find Drew Clocky out on the close wing here. Takes the mark, so Loxton just looking to build something. If they can get one back, it'll definitely come in handy. 3
points is the difference. Stephen Braun with the footy halfback, walks it over the line, and umpire says, ball it in.
Bit of confusion here in the stands as well. I think some thought it was a free kick, Braun himself included in that, but it'll be a throw-in.
Yep, there's certainly a bit of passion out there on the field and off the field as well this afternoon here at Loxton. Bottom of the pack there is young Hocking.
He's been very, very good today. He's had a lot of the footy.
Tyrell.
Stitched up a little bit there. He's going to give away a free kick for holding the ball. So John Fisher's got the footy. Big moment here for Loxton. No supply to Nathan Flight so far this quarter after such an impressive first half.
No one able to mark it. Some great courageous play. There's Loxton through Brock Salmon that kick into the forward lines. Oh, ball bobs up at the worst time. Flight sockers it through. And he returns the serve.
Number 5 for Flight today.
About 22 seconds after Ben Lennon said he hadn't had touch of the footy this quarter.
So there was no supply to Nathan Flight. No supply. It wasn't his fault. And you give him one chance, he kicks a goal, Lockie, as he has done all day.
5 goals, Nathan Flight, and a clubhouse leader of the goal of the day for Surf to Suit Loxton. Probably give him the prize now for the game, maybe even the season.
Just body of work. Just be Flighty. Yeah. Lockie Nitschke coming off here for a breather for the Pies. So still strong quarter from Waikerie, and they'd be happy to reduce that margin, but dangerous times now. Big 5 minutes of play here as the clock ticks down in this third quarter as we head towards the sirens. So Knapp and Jack Colbert in the ruck. Knapp wins the tap down to Luke Harders at the bottom of the pack here, but it's going to spill out to Tyrell Hocking, and he's driven into the turf, and it looks to be a ball up. So restart of play inside that centre circle.
Yeah, 45 plays 36. It's the Loxton Tigers with the lead. We approach the 19-minute mark of the third quarter.
Big tackle from Luke Harder on Ethan Neal. So there'll be another ball up. So both sides just trying to edge forward. Waikerie gained a little bit of meterage, but not too much. So it's still pretty even here in the middle of the ground.
Loxton's only 150 this quarter. Trying to clear this one out. Doesn't go too fast. And great defensive work from Waikerie. That's where the game's changed. The pressure around the contest, particularly from Waikerie in this third quarter, has been a lot stronger.
Yeah, it's been a hot footy. Yep, for sure. So Loxton get the free kick out of the middle through Jacob Evans. Big punch there by Kyron Dixon. Send it back into dispute. Loxton trying to hunt the footy. Might have copped one high there, the Loxton player, but it's going to be wrapped up and the ball up and a few pats on the back for tough footy there, Lockie.
Yeah, umpire Todd Sharpen with the football. Just on the edge of the centre square, precinct side, Loxton Oval, Riverland football on 5RM. Salmon was the one that tried to pick it up, but it was intercepted before that through Glenn from Loxton.
The old duck the shoulder in and hope for the high tackle. Todd Sharpen wasn't fooled. He's umpired enough games, I reckon, mate. You've seen it all before.
Oh, Knapp and Colbert, no one really able to get the clear advantage, but Drew Kasolki managed to read the crumbs well. Finds Raph Little on the attacking 50. Handballs forward to Lachlan Bradley. Bradley kicks up, but it was a wild old kick, and it's been intercepted by Waikerie and get free to the Magpies.
Yep, so Sam Chambers with the ball here just inside the Loxton forward 50. Nice little breakaway from Kasulki just before, but Loxton not able to make the most of it. So Chambers just hoisted up, looks for Jack Colbert, but he's got 3 Tigers to beat, and it does pretty well in the end. Ball's going to come back here to the middle here through Macareth. Send the Magpies forward. But nothing doing, so Loxton get a chance to rebuild now. Although there has been a smother, so Tigers creating a bit of trouble for themselves, but gee whiz.
Harvey Dearman was the one with the smother. Some great defensive play.
But Luke Salmon was up to it, though. The old spin cycle and managed to get out of it. So Craig Fisher, the ball in the hands of the ruckman, might be looking for a bit of a handball here from Drew Kasulki, although the ruckman's going to back his skills in. Just a bit of an up and under.
Probably the smart idea. Get up the line, look for a target. Umpires called something. Loxton to get the first one. Okay.
Didn't think Fisher was going to try and pick off a 45 there. But
okay. We're seeing a bit more feeling out there. Cooper Macareth and Raph Little having a few words. Oh, Josh Mann's out there as well. Umpire's seen something here, and we're going to get a free. And look at just after a couple little words there, and all of a sudden there's a bit more going on. See, half the players are laughing at the same time,
yeah,
so
I'm not sure what's going on.
Mustn't be too serious.
Strange old vibe here at Loxton Oval at the moment. There's a bit in it. The Raph Little's got the footy. It's an audacious snap. Jeez, it would have brought the house down if he kicked that, but nothing doing. Kicks it out in the fall. So Waikerie a chance to reset here, and everyone can catch their breath, including a few boys out there that have just overexerted themselves a little bit in the last 30 seconds of play.
Yeah, 45 plays 36 on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard. It's Loxton with the advantage at the moment. Just the 1 goal this quarter. Waikerie kicked 3. Responded very well after half-time. But it's Loxton that have had the slight advantage in the last 5 minutes. Tristan Gamer with the footy deep in defence for Waikerie.
Might be a bit of... Oh, he's kicked it to a bit of a contest there. Luke Harder and Lockie Evans fly for Loxton, and looks like Evans might just end up with the footy, but there's Waikerie players on hands and knees scrapping for this ball. So it's in dispute here, and it's going to be another ball up. You might have thought, oh no, is that Todd Charlton is called holding the ball in favour of Loxton. So Luke Harder probably within range here if he wants to have a crack, but he doesn't. He looks for the short option in flight, as they have done all day, I should say. But spoiled by a couple of Waikerie defenders.
Yeah, Ethan Neal in there again. He certainly lifted after half-time. So Ethan Neal with the footy, got the free.
Under a minute to go, so they'll need to be quick if they want to get something, but they might just look to shut up shop here, the Magpies.
Pushes it wide, kicks down the line. Shay Lange for Loxton got his hands on it, unable to mark it. Salmon got a quick handball out the side. It's a hot footy again, and free kick to Waikerie. Have they got time? 22 seconds to run. Loxton. Third quarter, Riverland football on 5RM.
Yeah, trying to hold them up here, Loxton, but there's definitely time enough for Waikerie if they can get going, but it's going to be tricky. They'll need to be perfect from here, and it's kicked to a big contest with a few players, and I think it's Shay Lange that comes out with the footy, and the song sounds, Lockie, to bring an end to a pulsating third quarter. That was good fun.
Yeah,
been in this
thrilling.
now.
We've got our ripping fourth quarter to come. It's 7:3:45. Loxton leading the Waikerie by 5-6-36. Season on the line for both sides. Trevor Scott, is a bit going on here this afternoon. I think there's probably a bit going on in your world as well.
Fucking Hawks. It's been a bit of a feature this year.
It certainly is. So both teams now back on the field. We're just seeing and get out to their... A lot of supporters just taking their time to get off the field, which is an interesting one to watch. Umpires just saying, come on, guys, can you just hurry up?
No real hurry on the flank.
No real hurry today.
Let the game come to you. That's how it works.
So ball back at the setup. Umpire Tony Florence with the footy. Siren sounds, just a quarter to run. Season on the line for both sides, it must be said. Ball spills out. It was Hocking that couldn't quite pick it up, but Loxton go on the early advantage. John Fisher kicks into the attacking 50, looks for flight, and he's marked it already.
It's a bit of a carbon copy of the third quarter that's just gone to the other team. Lockie Loxton with an early chance here through flight, who's kicked 5 already and will be looking to make it 6 here. I think he's already kicked 1 for the day, so he'll fancy his chances. Yeah,
already the clubhouse leader of the Surf to Suit Loxton goal of the day. This would be number 6.
6 for the big full forward from Loxton. Kick is on the way. Looks like he's dragged it left. So Waikerie get away with done there. Loxton look like they got the jump on them, but they'll get the chance to bring it out through Tyrell Hocking here and maybe build something for themselves.
A minor score. Tyrell Hocking just decides to go again. Goes wide. Scoreboard side. Manages to find...
Sam Chambers out there.
Teammate. Yep.
So he's got a bit of space. As does Kyron Dixon, who's got the footy now. So down the line for the Magpies. But it's built on the mark by the Waikerie player, and it looks like it's going to be a ball. So Loxton doing well to hold up the Magpies there. Probably a chance to get out for Waikerie, but another ball up here on centre wing.
Yeah, Meredith in there for the Magpies. Burgermeister, Brad does the ruck work, taps over the back, manages to clear it out, and the Magpies get the advantage. But straight to Loxton's half-back line in Shay Lange.
It looks like he was just sort of floating around there, so maybe perhaps already Loxton are looking to just sort of soak up a bit of time and play a loose one down in the back 50. So one to watch. Might not be true, but we'll see how it plays out.
Matt Glenn for Loxton takes the ball wide. A lot of footy being played on the eastern wing today. Finds Luke Salmon. Just hold station. Decides against the handball he was about to play on. And kicks up. Looks for Chris Knapp. Ball spills over the back, no one able to mark it. A 9-iron kick from Waikerie doesn't go too far. Went about 20 metres in the air. And now Tristan Gaiman works the footy through the middle of the field, looking for a teammate. And he gets something out of this one. Harry Glacken's in there. Oh, not a bad piece of work there. There was about 4-1 in there. Tristan Gaiman also in there. Managed to hold it up.
Ended up roving a kick there to Gaiman as he jogs back to the half-back line. So we're right in the middle of the oval here, and it's Jared B that gets the kick out. But again, Shay Lange just dropping off the Waikerie opponent, finding a bit of space. And Loxton able to reset here through Lockie Evans, who's got the ball on the wing. And he's going to try and find a teammate, but just kicks it to space, and Heusler's good enough to punch the ball over the line. So there'll be a throw in right in the middle of the wing here. So no real advantage to either side. And, first goal of the quarter, Lockie, it's going to be very important.
It certainly is. Matt Neal also getting a part of this game too for Loxton. So ball in, clubroom side, Loxton. Riverland football on 5RM. Hocking out of the ball in, manages to get the advantage to Nitschke. Gets it to Burgermeister. Burgermeister wheels around, kicks up forward. Can the Magpies get a goal out of this one? A wild handball forward, but it's Loxton that clear it out.
Gee, they did well to mop up there. Harry Glacken looks like he was going to get free, but Mason Warner's got the footy here, and he decides to switch to the cross kick across goal to Johnny Fisher. Normally you don't look for that, but when your skills are as good as that, you can pull it off. So Fisher tries to send it forward to the wing through Salmon, who's going to take the mark, and not too many options forward for him. Looking around, sees something short that he likes.
You'd have to think Johnny Fish is certainly going to be in Loxton's best this afternoon.
He's definitely had a lot of the footy, and he's cleaned it up as well after sort of quarter time when they maybe didn't nail their ball use. He's been really effective after that.
So Loxton now with the footy. Trig Eagle kicks up forward. Flight was a target, unable to mark it, but wheels it forward and manages to get the second effort. Handballs forward. Now a small kick back inboard, and there's Harley Campbell with the footy with a great mark.
He's kicked a number of big goals this year. Harley Campbell stood up when they needed him. For such a young guy, he's been super impressive and obviously involved out at West Adelaide as well. So big moment for him here. If he can kick the first of this last quarter for the Tigers, that's going to go a long way to win them.
Lead by 10 at the moment. Just short of 5 minutes played. Final quarter. Riverland football on 5RM. The lights are on.
A few hands on knees here in the middle of the ground from a few boys. So fitness might come into this one.
Ball on the way. He's happy, and the Tigers kick another. Extend the lead. The first of the fourth quarter. And Waikerie will need to do something to respond.
Rarely plays a game that he doesn't kick a goal in. He's only good for 1 or 2 a game. So he's on the board now, and so are Loxton in this last quarter. So Waikerie, time running away from him a little bit. Still plenty to play in this last quarter, but a little bit behind now. So it's out to 16 points the margin. So 3 kicks away from taking back that lead. And obviously they have to find a way to stop Loxton as well. So a lot to do for the Magpies, but definitely not out of it.
Was as close as 3 points in the latter part of that third quarter. It really has been Loxton's day. Ball back to the centre. Another contest. Chris Knapp, good handball. Manages to find Salmon. Salmon goes wide. Looks dig Rothy, but intercept from Waikerie.
Yep,
on half-back.
Tristan Gaiman with the footy here. Tries to go through the corridor. Probably sensing that time needs to be now if they're going to go. Finds Tyrell Hocking, who kicks to Stephen Heusler. It's a 15-metre little inside 45. And Heusler goes straight down the guts. Tries to find Ryan Turner, but snaps there up for Loxton. Gets it out to Johnny Fisher. Bit of a scramble kick, but it's found the target there in Deegan Rothy, who hands to Knapp. Spins around in the circle, goes back to Rothy, and Rothy on the left, trying to find flight. He's one out in the square.
Oh.
He was never dropping that. He just dealt with Chambers, the Waikerie opponent, pretty easily, you have to say. Just the extra strength and experience of flight there to judge that footy, and he's got a set shot about 20 metres out. He'll kick from directly in front of goal for Loxton.
Regular offside, and Nobby Norton loves the expression, the floodgates are opening. And if he was here, I reckon he would have said that if he...
Oh.
That is probably the rarest thing you'll see in Riverland football. Nathan Flight has missed a goal from...
I've already written it in the book.
15 metres out, directly in front.
I'm going to have to cross it out.
That is just something you don't see.
Chaos in the box. Very surprised, but gives Waikerie a little bit of a window of opportunity.
He might be going around the grounds in a second. We'll just see this kick out here and find out what goes on. We might have a score coming through. Waikerie with the footy. Going to have to get a move on. 7 minutes played. Fourth quarter. Plays on. Brings it up the field. Burmeister the target. Oh, nearly a mark. What would have been a mark of the day contender. Loxton are going to get a free for holding the man. And that's Glenn with the footy. Waikerie coaching staff getting a bit frustrated. Flight the target again. Not able to mark it. Waikerie clear it out, take the ball up, but intercept very quickly there from Matt Glenn from Loxton.
Geez, played on, but to no advantage whatsoever, and Waikerie are going to get the ball back here. So they're breaking out the Magpies. They're going forward. Harry Glacken's the target, but Cale Smith could have been in the back, could have been a good use of the ball. Depends how you look at it, and the umpire has agreed with the ladder. So Lockie Evans has got the ball. Was Loxton reset.
And decides to give up some ground and go backwards. They're going to go on the switch. Shay Lange with the footy. Take bounce. Looks up. Sees some players up forward. Oh, Todd Glenn was the target. Intercept from Waikerie. Great mark.
Great mark by Sammy Chambers there. He's played up the ground a little bit. Looks like they've managed to put Heusler onto flight. So trying everything here. The Magpies and Chambers is going up across that half-back line. So saw him thrown forward last week against Renmark for pretty good effect. So it might just be an interesting one to watch. But Shay Lange just continuing his important sort of play in the last quarter. It's another mark. And Loxton, again, just soaking it up from Waikerie. Not able to hit the target inside 50 as yet. This is the Magpies.
Trail by 17 on the Aquatic Control Australia scoreboard. Waikerie, they're going to have to be quick. We might go around the grounds and see what's going on. Trev, what have you got? Certainly has been, I guess, a lot of goals. You're going to get a lot of time on as the ball now goes up towards the Wakerie's goal. But Loxton's defence working overtime. Quick set of handballs. They better not overcook it, otherwise they'll get in strife from the coaching staff. But they managed to clear it out and find Johnny Fisher. And Loxton take the ball wide, and they've got a jail again.
Yep, so just soaking up a bit of time here. The Tigers, it's a long roost down towards Chris Knapp on the wing, who's playing on Chambers now. And ball's just spilled out, so it's going to be another ball up here. So every second that ticks down, there's an advantage to the home side. It's an interesting one, Lockie. It's hard to see Waikerie kicking enough goals to overcome this, but there still is plenty of time, so you can't write them off just yet.
A trial 36 to Loxton's 53. 9 1.5 minutes played, holding the balls to the call, and that's going to hurt because Loxton are going to get a free on half-back. Loxton now with the footy. John Fisher again, playing a very good game. Small kick up, finds Glenn. Just hold station for a sec. Just trying to work out what the go is. He wheels it back inboard. Looks for a target. Spills forward. A wild kick in the air, goes nowhere. And I reckon we're going to get another ball up. Stacks on the mill, as they would say.
That's it. So it's about 50 metres gain for Loxton there. Golden for them at this point. Lucky as the clock keeps ticking. So another ball up by the looks, but slow to get up as the Loxton player. A bit of gamesmanship going on here. Just to slow things down a bit.
Yeah, just 11 minutes of game time left. Fourth quarter of Riverland football on 5RM. 53 Loxton leading Waikerie Magpies 36. Loxton season on the line.
Just a bit of an update from Barmer. Lockie looks like Renmark are up by about 5 goals halfway through the last quarter.
Powered ahead. It's pretty tight though. Tight early. They've broken the Barmer on our shackles. So the ball now doesn't go too far from Loxton's 50-metre arc. We're going to get another ball up.
Spent a lot of tickets in that third quarter, the Magpies, and it's just a little bit of energy sapped out of it in this last quarter here.
Yep.
Still desperate times, those. The ball was thrown up again, and we're going to have another restart by looks. Ball back to the umpire here. So another ball up. It's about the 80th in a row in this last quarter. So really ball stuck on that far side, and we're going to have another ball up again. So just tackle after tackle, Lockie. Be exhausting for a midfielder.
Yeah, we've had a lot of stoppages today. It's a game to be an umpire, and if you're getting paid per ball up, be on about $600 by now.
Bit of stat padding.
Yeah,
yep.
And another one. Here we go.
Racking them up now.
11.5 minutes played. And we'll see what happens here. Still Loxton very dangerous. Ball doesn't go far, however. And we're going to get one. Trevor Scott in the sideline view studio might have some more scores for us. Trevor, what have you got? Yeah, fantastic stuff.
Big win for the Roosters if they could pull that one still.
It's pretty close competition in the latter part of the season there in the Murray Valley Football and Football League.
Second through the sixth. First is looking pretty good for Sam.
Waikerie now going on the attack. They've got the footy to their attacking 50. Can Waikerie have one last charge here? It appears not, because Loxton have cleared this one out with Kyle Smith. He just bombs it to the centre wing. Oh. They all fly up.
So a attempted hanger there by Loxton player over his own teammate, and it's going to spill out for a ball in. So another reset here. Haven't had too many contenders for the Growers Services Riverland market today. A few big pack marks, but no hangers as such. Lucky.
Yeah, Jack Holtz earlier is probably still a contender. Nathan Flight had another one earlier as well, one of those goals. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. Not too many hangers, a couple of good pack marks, but yeah, still a little bit low on the... What's that? The highlights reel today.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair to say. A couple of nice goals. A couple from Flighty himself. It's been pretty entertaining. The ball's gone forward here. So Waikerie mounting another charge. So he's trying to turn the screws, and Jared B's got the loose footy. He's running into an open goal, and he's just missed.
Oh, I needed
that. Second time B's burnt it going into that sort of range and kicking through on goal. But they are pressing the Magpies, but with 8 minutes to go in the game, indeed. So running out of time, the visitors here.
Still having a crack, which is what we like. Shay Lange takes the kick out, bombs it long. That's a good kick. That's all of 60 metres.
Yeah, that's a huge roost.
But it's Waikerie through Colbert that managed to go on the rebound. Ethan Neal unable to pick it up, gets a wild handball out, and they're on the attack again, Waikerie. Can they make something out of this? No one able to mark it. Loxton, a wild handball out. Just seeing what's going on here. You got Turn in there. He's working hard. There's Dixon. Ooh.
Great pressure from Lockie Evans there to put the tackle on and cause the turnover. So it looks like it's going to be Jay Lange who's going to take. No, it's going to be a throw in. So Waikerie with another chance here. So it's going to be a ball in right next to the behind post.
Can Waikerie make something out of this? Burgermeister took the tap. No one wanted it. Jared B sends it high and long. And it's still in board. They've kept that one in. I thought that was going through for a minute. Can Waikerie make something out of this? It's desperate times. Umpire's seen something here, and I reckon there's going to be a free kick. Or Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a free kick. It looks like they're going to gain a few metres here as well. Tell you what, Loxton got away with the one there. If the ball goes that high, that close to goal, you don't punch it over behind in this situation of the game, that's fraught with danger. So they're lucky here, the Tigers, but they do have the footy.
53 plays 37 on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia clock, scoreboard rather. Murray Pest Control clock, 15 minutes played.
That is as much of a defined sling tackle as you're going to see. Harley Campbell on the receiving end. That's a bit of an all-in. Yeah. But Harley Campbell's done the smart thing. He's going to play on. So the game's restarted, and Loxton are going to try and take advantage of it here. So we'll come back to that in a moment. But for now, Nathan Flight's got the footy. Ricky streaming, one out. 450 all on his own next to a Waikerie player, one-on-one. Kosoki wins the footy, tries to turn onto that left foot that we saw him kick a goal on before, but doesn't quite get the meterage that he was after. So Waikerie with a barrel outside of the 50 and trying to reload, but a few numbers here for the Tigers right in front of us here. And great tackle from Jack Cole came up. Bit of feeling back in this one, Lockie, now.
Oh, now it's more feeling out there. No. You don't need this sort of stuff at this point of a game if you're trying to win it.
It all started with that sling tackle on Harley Campbell.
Lockie Nishi takes the ball out of that one and plays on, says, don't worry about that, boys. I'm just getting on with this on. He was tackled around the Guernsey, and that was Luke Salmon that got that one. Oh,
Shay Lange sold a bit of candy there just to get around Nishki, who was going at 100 miles an hour, and it's going to work the way of Loxton here. They've got the footy, so just a little bit of time to catch our breath. It's been a frantic couple of minutes.
It's one thing after another here. It's just, you're just looking around the field. It's not spot fires everywhere, but...
No, it's just, you can feel it, though. There's a bit of something in the air, Lockie.
Just looking at a few conversations going on around the place out there, and not exactly friendly. Oh, on the ball out, scoreboard wing, spills over the top. There was a wild attempt for a spoil, but no one able to get their hands on it.
It's a tricky one, mate, because you do want to see the intensity lift, but there's a line that you probably can't cross as well.
So 16 and a half minutes played. Fourth quarter Riverland football on 5RM. It's Loxton with the advantage.
I think looking pretty good here, the Tigers. If they can just hold on for another minute or two, they should be home. So last chance to learn for Waikerie at the moment. If they can get a bit of a run on here and find the target inside 50. But has to be said, this last quarter has been very congested, and it's been tricky for either side to really get a run on.
Yeah, still 4.5 minutes to play. You wouldn't say Loxton have got this one yet. One more and probably say, yep, but still with, 3 goals.
Yeah,
we have seen some fast scoring. Yep. Still the minutes to goals ratio is still in Waikery's favour. They have to be quick. And now it's Hocking. He tries to work that one through a wall of about 6 Loxton players. Ball turns over and it spills out of bounds. Again, still in board.
Yep, going to be a free kick here, going the way of Waikerie. So it's a holding the ball free kick. To my eyes, that's Ethan Neal, but you're the man with the binoculars, mate.
That is Ethan Neal.
2020, mate. All good.
Goes up. Colbert was the target. He got a hand to it, but it spilled out the side. Still Waikerie Crummers trying to work this one. There's some desperate measures going on. To another ball up on the far wing at Loxton. Riverland football on 5RM.
Got to go now. Has to be now for the pass.
Just short of 18 minutes played. Fourth quarter. It's going to be a big 3 final games of this season.
Loxton sort of go man on man, at least for the minute. It's not as if they've dropped someone back to float in the back 50. So that might come back by them if the ball goes in quickly. Be expecting Shay Lange to play that role, but he's manned up on Jack Colbert at the moment. So,
yeah, mark of the day for Grower Services Riverland. There certainly hasn't been too many contenders this afternoon. A lot of, if it was Grower Services Riverland scrum of the day, there'd be a few.
We need to start giving up a ball up of the day award.
Grower Services Riverland. Ball up of the day. Yeah. It's
We'd almost be sport for choice.
I think if you had marks to ball ups, umpires are in favour this afternoon.
Quite comfortably. That's okay. We love a scrappy game.
Yeah.
It's still been a very exciting day here at the precinct.
It's funny that you say that. It's gone in pockets of some great skill.
Absolutely.
To just absolute scrap. Yeah. There's been no medium this afternoon.
It's like there's a bit of a stoppage here, a bit hold up, but we're going to get back underway on that far wing. Chris Knapp in the ruck uses his body well to dispatch of his Waikerie opponent, but the Magpies are flying here, but they've just turned it over at a crucial moment. And it's going to come up to Deacon Rothy, who just spills the mark a little bit. I was battling here just to soak up the clock if they can, but Waikerie are coming pretty hard.
Yeah, just over 2 minutes to play. It's getting a little bit trickier for Waikerie to come back now. 37 trailing Loxton, 53 on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
A few sore boys out there by now. It's been a very physical game of footy.
It's been pretty physical. Seeing a young Loxton player come off there with the trainers.
So the ball back underway here. Jared B's going to try and send Waikerie forward. It's a block kick to Harry Glacken. That is a fantastic pass from Jared B, who's had a really good year. Obviously, player of the day in the interleague game, and he's brought his form back here to Waikerie. And Glacken's dished it off.
It's Nitschke.
Lockie Nitschke, who, I don't know about you, Lockie, but I don't know, does he have the legs from here?
He'll be kicking from all of 48 metres. I reckon it's Lockie Bradley that's just come off with a bit of a limp there, so I don't think he'll be playing too much more in this game. Raph Little comes on for Loxton. Yeah, Nitschke for a goal, a late consolation prize. It's probably not going to be enough to set Waikerie on a charge to win it, but he'll have a go anyway. Gives it a roost. And
sacrificed a bit of accuracy for the sake of distance there, Lockie, as it hits the behind post and goes out in the full. So fair play to Waikerie. They've had a fair crack in this last quarter. Loxton's defence has held up really well, and I think that's something that will please Luke Harder a lot when he use this game, as I know he will. Just really done well to sort of curtail any Waikerie forward in the last quarter. Yeah,
out of that ball out, the kick out, it's found its way to Burgermeister for Waikerie in the centre square. He kicks up quickly, looks for Colbert. Ball spills over the back. Harley Campbell there. Ball on the ground, and we'll get another ball up. And, it's going to be a solid win for the Loxton Tigers this afternoon. Less than 30 seconds to play. Harley Campbell, good kick out. Looks up. Oh, not a bad mark. Not paid. Righto.
Didn't quite have it. So the ball's come out again into right in front of the grandstand here, and about to be big round of applause for the Tigers as the siren goes for full time. Loxton have run out victors here at home against the Waikerie Magpies, 53-37 in favour of the home team on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. Nathan Flight kicked a bag of goals. Did they end up with 5 or 6, Lockie? What was it in the end?
To my calculation, 5.
5 big
couple
ones
of late chances to add, but I think that was about it. Only the one goal scored in that last quarter. We will go back to Trev in the Sideline View studio, and we'll do a full wrap-up and give out our awards very soon here at 5 Round Football. But Trevor, it has been a solid victory to the Loxton Tigers, who keep their season alive.